Man, so I wanna pivot slightly, going back to what you're actually covering, because obviously we're talking about IMX. So I want to talk about what you're doing at IMX, right? And I just want to pick your brains a little bit. So the question I want to ask is, in your opinion, because you're now in charge of the whole tokenomics type side of things, what do you think is the best way to use tokens to incentivize Web3 games? Like in Web3 games, what is the best kind of use case? How do you see it playing out? What are your thoughts and perspectives there?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think just quickly, tokens should be the extra incentive layer on top of just a quality game already. It's like 80% of the folks who play Web3 games, they should love the game and then be rewarded for their love. That is via shared interest in the actual protocol, i.e. you get tokens for being an active player, referring new players, being a content creator, building tools for the ecosystem, being value additive, right? Like the whole point of tokens, just for a bit of context, and the immutable philosophy is when you think about network effects, think about something like Uber. That's a marketplace, right? You have the supply of drivers and a demand from customers. Initially, when it kicked off, there was not enough of a supply. Even if you had a bunch of customers on here, there just was no ability for new drivers to be onboarded. And so that network effect doesn't start until you bootstrap the driver side. And so they did a few things to get that started. In a game, it's the same thing. In order for a game to reach its minimum amount of players, you need to get a bunch of players in there. And the version 1.0 was getting guilds to partner up and for them to buy a bunch of assets and bootstrap your network effect so that there's enough players in the ecosystem to actually make it interesting. For example, for Gods Unchained, it's having like minimizing the amount of time it takes to queue up in a game. The longer you queue, the worse your experience. And so that's really important. The point about tokens is how do we incentivize two things? One is early incentives is like, you love this game already, you've seen it, you like the mission. All right, if you're an early adopter, come help beta test, come get involved, come build stuff for us. You should be incentivized to be an early adopter. And then as you scale up the amount of players, is sharing the ownership of the actual game to its players. Makes us all much more passionate about it in the first place. It's kind of like, I mean, I grew up playing RuneScape, like tens of hours a day. And it's like, no, this is serious. I used to like sleep like 3 a.m.
No, I believe you.
I believe you. But I did that out of fun and passion and because my buddies were there and I wanted to live well. And so can you imagine being able to buy and sell the best items that you've had and actually get financial upside? I mean, that would be incredible. And I think, but it started off with a majority of my love was already there. That tokenization and the ability to buy and sell, get that liquidity was just an extra benefit. It was a cherry on. And I think that's where, of course, games need to go. But I think that everyone's seeing that. And I think Axie, of course, was the first case study of all this. I don't diss Axie because fuck, it's super hard to pioneer in this space, and for them to be front and center, we actually shouldn't discourage them and say, well, actually, you guys have done a great job. This was version 1.0. Keep going. Everyone else will build on top of your hard work as well. And I think we've benefited from that as a Mutables group.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This video was sponsored by ILLUVIUM themselves. Definitely don't forget to catch the streams at about 8 p.m. on a Friday night EST, and we will see you there. Don't forget to watch this clip right over here to catch out some more Augment clips.